So I finally finished The Irishman, and while I didn't think it was as great as everyone else, it was still good. My biggest problem with the film is the runtime, and I know that might not have been a problem for some critics, but for a story of this kind, which is less about explosions and violence, and more of an epic periodic drama as well as being a slow burner character study, 3 hours and 29 minutes for a film is in my opinion way too long for its own good, even though I can still see why it's so long by what happens at the end. Which is also why I'd recommend watching this film over 2 or 3 nights in hour block intervals, similar to how a TV miniseries would be presented. The first hour of this film is my least favourite, and I feel like this could have been cut down without ruining what the rest of the film sets up later on. There's just so many different little side stories and groups of people being introduced to the point where they all just seem to blend into one, and I don't really remember the names of any of them. This may sound like an oversimplification, but it was essentially a lot of talking and saying, oh hey, there's this person, his little background, and then there's this guy and his little background. Everything after that is great, especially with what happens in the last hour, which really elevates the film to becoming something more than just another gangster movie. The power relationship dynamics and performances between Robert De Niro, Joe Pesci, and Al Pacino really will make the film interesting, and just like the film's long runtime, you can see the same effect being mirrored on the characters who age drastically and observe how time changes them. In terms of the production, everything looked top notch, and how they used the aging effects in particular looked great. I really liked what they did with Joe Pesci's character, who not only felt completely different to his deranged psychopathic character from Goodfellas, but also looked more calculating and mature both visually and in persona. It's always good to see legendary actors come back and actually care for once about doing good films again with good writers and directors, compared to some of the other pieces of trash they decided to be in.
Dunkachino?
Don't mind if I do!
The Irishman may be a long and tedious watch for some, but ultimately it's a good film with a deeper story than what can just be seen on the surface. And for that, I'm giving it a 6.5 out of 10.
You know, I don't care whether you did it or not. That makes no difference to me.
Yeah, I know.
I'm here to defend you, right?
Right. What do you want to know? You want to know if I did it or not?